Alright guys, are you guys ready to be introduced to the new member of our family? We are so excited to introduce you guys. Ready?
Here we go.
This is our little Banks. Baby Banks, say hi.
He's out for the freaking count.
How old?
Too much milk. It really got to him.
He's 12 days old today, and it's crazy. The whole story about how he came has been
To planet Earth.
Yeah, it's just been a shock. Yesterday was his official due date, so he was a whole 11 days early. And yeah, we thought it'd be fun today to kind of tell you guys about like the birth story. Oh, his birth story and everything that went down, so you guys can have like full details. So should we get right into it?
Let's get into it.
So starting off, let's take it back to pre-labor. This is Saturday, and yeah, Saturday, because I went into labor on Sunday, and I just was feeling like super antsy. I was feeling like we really needed to go grocery shopping, and like we really needed to pack our hospital bags, even though we were still like 2 weeks out from my due date. I remember telling Connor that we needed to pack the hospital bag, and what was your thoughts?
It was, there's no way this baby is coming anytime soon. Well, we packed, you packed your hospital bag. We did like the main things, but we hadn't like finalized everything.
Yeah,
because our last video
did not want to pack it.
Yeah,
like,
I definitely was like,
and grocery shopping, you were like, why are
this baby's 2 weeks out. Yeah, Britt was like, we really need to
go to Costco,
get all the food just in case the baby comes early. I'm like, this baby's not coming early. Like, you don't feel any contractions, nothing's gonna happen.
You had no faith in me.
And then I came to my senses. I was like, okay, fine, let's go to Costco. We can go get all the stuff, and I'm really glad we did.
So Saturday night, we ended up going, well, Saturday day was just like the perfect day. Us three, Connor, Crew, and I, like we had such a good day. We went to the beach, and Connor and Crew surfed, and I swam out with like goggles and just like hung out by them in the water because obviously couldn't surf. And that night we went to Costco, even though it was an hour and a half away, and Connor was not stoked on it. And we went to Cheesecake Factory. We just had like this date, us three, and I'm so glad we did, because literally the next morning, Sunday, I woke up at 7 a.m. and if any of this is TMI for you, go ahead and skip, but you guys wanted all the details. So I woke up at 7 in the morning, and like the bed was wet where I was laying, and I was like, this is not sweat, so like what is this? And
Britt left the bed at 24.
Yeah, I was like, I either peed my pants, 25, thank you.
Sorry, 25.
I don't even know my age. I was like, I either peed my pants or that was like my water that broke. And my water broke with Crew, so that's just like what I figured was gonna happen with this baby as well. So I didn't really think too much of it. I mean, I kind of told Connor, and we were FaceTiming our families, and we were like later that day, and we were like, yeah, we had like this, oh, look at his face. We were like, we had this
the newborns. This
water break scared today, but like no worries, it wasn't that. But now we're just, it kind of like got us excited and a little nervous. Didn't think too much of it.
You did call the hospital though?
No, not until later. So then I put on
oh, he's all red like a tomato.
I put on a pad and just to see if anything else would come out. Nothing happened. 3 hours later, wait, maybe longer than that, 4 hours later, around 11, I was at the beach with Crew, and Connor was taking a nap because he had a headache. And that was probably a good idea, because
I got well rested before.
I was at the beach sitting in a beach chair, deja vu, exactly how it happened with Crew. I like feel this gush of water, and I was like, oh no, this is not it. And I was with my neighbor and her kids, and I was like, Kimmy, I'm pretty sure my water just broke. Like, I really feel like that was it. She's like, no way. So I called the doctor, and first they were like, no, you probably, like, you're not having any labor signs. It probably wasn't that. Go home, put on pad, shower, and like just chill, like lay down. Like, you shouldn't even be at the beach. And I was like, okay, fine. So I went home, got in the shower, and just kept feeling like gushes of water coming out. And at that point, I kind of had a little freak out. Like, I started crying, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, I'm not ready. I thought I had 2 weeks to mentally prepare for this, and here we are, like 13 days out, 12 days out from his due date, and we're going to the hospital and probably not coming back without a baby. So
yeah,
it's kind of crazy.
So then I was freaking out and got the rest of my stuff added to my hospital bag, got him put in the car. We hadn't even put Banks's car seat in the car, so I had to hurry. All these things Britt's been asking me, I was like, just not.
Mama knows best.
So got that put in the car, got Crew dropped off at the neighbors, and then we went immediately to the hospital.
Sad saying bye to Crew, because he was like, he just wanted to play. He's like, Dada, skate, let's go, Dada, come on. We're like, Crew, we are so stressed right now, like, we gotta figure this shiz out and get everything in the car.
Yeah, we were freaking out.
Connor was stressed because we live an hour away from the hospital. Living here in Hawaii, we're an hour away. So he thought that we weren't gonna make it.
Well, I thought, from what I've been told, second labors are faster than first.
But we had plenty of time.
Hurried to get to the hospital, dropped Britt off. She went in, I went to Target, and went to go find myself an air mattress.
Yeah, because last time we were so uncomfy.
Yeah, and had to get a couple other things too, and Britt was there.
So I went into triage, and here, since COVID is still, there have a lot of restrictions.
Oh yeah.
The spouse isn't able to come into the hospital with you until you're like admitted officially, so that's why he didn't come in. So I was in there, and I told them that I thought my water broke, and I'm sure they were like, yeah, honey, we have these people come in all the time that think their water breaks. Like, you are obviously not in labor, because I wasn't in labor. My body was not, I was not contracting, I was not in pain or anything. So they came in, tested my water. It takes like an hour to get the results. In the meantime, she checked me for my dilation, because I hadn't even had an appointment where they checked me. It was supposed to be the next day. The nurse checked me for my dilation, and she couldn't even find my cervix. So here's a little anatomy. When your cervix is ready to have a baby, it's like forward, and it's soft, and it's all the way dilated to a 10. And I was,
means it opens.
Yeah. And it's forward. So she couldn't even find the cervix, which meant that it was super far posterior, like as far back as it could go. So it still had to come all the way forward. It was dilated to a 0.5, she said, which is like,
well, then
I think she was being nice.
Found it, or maybe she didn't, I don't know.
Well, she found it, but it took a really long time to find it. That's how far back there it was. But she said it was soft. So that was like the one good thing, but everything else, I still had a long ways to go. So she was talking all about my appointment the next day, saying, yeah, so when you go tomorrow, you can just tell them that I already checked you. Like, she for sure thought I was going home.
Oh boy.
And I kind of knew I wasn't going home, because I had this exact same thing happen with Crew. But she just couldn't believe that my body like wasn't contracting, nothing was happening. She thought for sure like, oh, you're going home. She comes back in an hour later, and she's like, well, you surprised me. She's like, it was your water, it broke. And I just started bawling. I was like, no, because she had said a few minutes before, honey, for your sake, I really hope it wasn't your water, because you have a long ways to go. And I was like, great.
So
here we go again.
Me in tears, saying, it was my water, I really don't want to be here. I grabbed food.
Very and then not mentally tough in that moment.
Showed up to the hospital, and once I enter, you can't leave because of COVID. So I made sure I had everything I could have. We go in, we get our room, the view's the beautiful same view as last time. The nurses are great, the doctors are great, but I did not want to be there for 30 hours like I was with Crew. They start me on this thing called the miso pill, which is similar to Pitocin. If you know what Pitocin is, it's supposed to start your contractions. The miso pill is supposed to be a little softer, but it takes longer, but we didn't know that. So we thought that this was all going to start happening really fast. That's where I think the confusion came in, because we ended up being there for 28 hours by the time we had Banks. Started on the miso pill. Dude, I got a long chin.
I bet you can't be Banks on the chins. And Sunday was not exciting. Nothing happened while we watched a lot of Survivor. I did a lot of bouncing on the ball. I took a shower.
It was just exhausting, because there was all this false hope that we thought the baby was going to come before midnight.
Yep, and so I had so much anxiety. I couldn't sleep, because I was like, oh my gosh, like, is this going to happen soon, or is it so far away? They didn't want to keep checking me because my water had broke, so that can increase your risk of infection. So, like I said, we just hung out, ate a lot of food, watched a lot of Survivor, missed Crew a lot.
A lot of anxiety.
A lot of anxiety. That night, we went to bed, didn't really sleep very well. Connor might have slept, I did not sleep. That's how it was last time too.
She was connected to all these things that just kept going off like every like 40 minutes.
The IV. And I had an antibiotic that I had to be on because I tested positive for this one bacteria. So I had to have that every 4 hours, so it was just like really hard to sleep. Anyways, the next morning, Monday at 5:30 a.m., they checked me for my dilation. I was at a 2. A 2! After like 20 hours, I was at a 2.
Wait, was it
like,
well, like 12 hours?
Are you kidding me? Okay.
No.
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
No longer than that. Maybe like 17 or 18.
A certain amount of hours.
Anyways, you can tell our brains are not working right now. But they checked me, I was at a 2, I was a little bit more dilated, still super posterior, still had a long ways to go.
Still taking that miso pill.
Still taking the miso pill. 10:45 a.m. They started me on Pitocin, which is supposed to like increase your contractions and make things go by faster. So they started me on that, and then around 11:30 they checked me. Oh, that's when the contractions got super painful.
Yeah, they
a
were
little earlier than that too.
The shakes were coming in.
I was in a lot of pain.
Yeah, but it was in a lot of pain, and here's a couple videos of the pain that was going on and however it was trying to get it going.
Yeah, but it didn't last super long before I ended up getting the epidural because my anesthesiologist was gonna have a C-section in a few hours, and I wanted to make sure I could get it before he went in because I did not want to be in like a ton of pain and be like, I can't get it for 2 hours. So I ended up getting the epidural. The epidural, I really just feel like doesn't really work for my body. I was getting so nauseous and dizzy, I like couldn't open my eyes.
Yeah.
It was the weirdest thing, but the first few hours, it helped a lot for me to be able to like rest and take a nap. So I got the epidural, and they ended up breaking my water again because there was a little bit left, right?
Yeah, I guess it could break in like sections and the baby could still be like protected in the water sac.
She said she's like, oh, looks like your baby just kicked through part of the bag. I was like,
friggin' 7 a.m. guy.
Are you kidding me, you little nugget?
He's
Kicking
not
through
so
the bag?
innocent as he looks. But yeah, so then she came in, didn't watch, but they broke more of it. And
you didn't watch the epidural either, though.
No, the epidural
I was shaking like a leaf.
Scary biz. But grateful that they do those things.
Yeah.
Anyways,
those things are amazing.
Water broke, and then it started progression. It started happening.
Progression. So 12:30 p.m. Boom, boom, boom. I was dilated to 3.5. I think they were being nice to me with the halves.
Yeah, they were.
Like,
really
how can you
generous.
tell 3 versus 3.5? But they upped my Pitocin, got it going a little more. Yes. 2:30, they checked me again. I was dilated to a 6, and I had been able to sleep for like an hour, which was super nice. I was so out of it when I woke up, though.
Yeah, she was kind of like, actually very out.
Yeah, right next to me. What was I like?
Can't even keep my eyes open right now. What is happening? I don't know how this medicine feels. That was just a few of the phrases that came
Well,
to me.
that was, you got really into character.
I could win an award.
So, yeah, I was feeling really, really sick, and I remember the doctor came in and she's like, the contractions I see on the screen means that his head's moving down and he's getting really close, and like, we're so excited. Are you excited? And I was just like, no, I can't even open my eyes. Like, what do you mean am I excited? I have zero energy
she
right
like
now.
put her arms down, like, put the baby in my arms, I'm ready.
No, I didn't. So I was pretty stressed because I was like, okay, if this epidural keeps making me feel like this, I'm like not gonna have the energy to push. And so they had the anesthesiologist come in, and he was just saying like, wow, your body just must react really strongly, or like your blood pressure lowered, and that could just have been making you feel like super dizzy and sick. So he's like, you have 2 options. You can either stop pressing that button that gives you more epidural, because I was at this point feeling the contractions really strong. Like, I could feel like a lot of pain, and I was like, wasn't this epidural supposed to make me not feel pain? Like, what is going on? So yeah, they were really painful, and he said either I can stop pushing that button to get more epidural and probably feel like the whole thing while I'm pushing but have energy, or I could keep pushing it and might not have like the energy to push. Does that make sense? Keep pushing the button, but I would
be kind of
not
like
be in as much
out
pain.
of it. Yeah. And so you pushed the button.
I pushed it, and I
I
didn't.
Oh.
I pushed it like once, but they had lowered the dose, so I didn't get that much, and I still was feeling super sick, so I decided not to push the button anymore and just to go for it. So let's see, what time did I start pushing? Around 4:45 p.m. I don't know, had they checked me? All of this is kind of a blur. This is where you gotta start.
Last they said you were fully like dilated and effaced and it's go time. And Britt's biggest concern was she didn't want to tear.
Yeah, I did not want to tear because with Crew I tore super, super bad, and I had a terrible recovery. I like couldn't walk for like a month, and I had like this surgery after. It was not fun. So that was my biggest concern. So I had been told by my doctor, who was actually a different doctor than the one that was there delivering me, because my doctor couldn't come in. She had told me that the key to not tearing is to not push too soon. And so that was my concern. I was like, I don't want to push too soon, but I was feeling this, if anyone's given birth, they know that this is a sign that you are ready to start pushing the baby out. You feel like you have to like poop so bad.
Oh my god. Breathing through those contractions, man. So, it was a trip.
Yeah, you want to demonstrate the...
Okay, I feel one coming. I feel one coming. She'd grab the things and her body would start to shake, and you're just like, oh my freaking goodness.
My body would shake.
And that was on repeat.
That makes it seem like I did nothing.
No, you would, like, it was actually really impressive because the breathing, like the moments when Britt was like in control of her breathing, she seemed like she was in control of the pain and like she was like on it. But there were like a couple of moments. Yeah, this is the lesson. There were a few moments where she was not on the breathing and it was like full panic hit her. I can't do it anymore.
Yeah,
I can't. There's no way I can do this.
What are the sounds?
And then like as soon as she like controlled like her breathing, it was like, I got this. And it was really impressive, and lots of respect to all the women out there. Wow.
What did you say after I had him?
Thank you. I'm glad I didn't have to do that. I can't imagine being a girl.
So, oh, look at him. So I started pushing, and I pushed for what felt like way longer than 30 minutes, but they said it was only 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And at one point, like Connor said, and I felt like I just couldn't do it anymore. I was feeling everything. The ring of fire was so painful because my epidural had kind of worn off, and they were like, reach down and like feel his head, like it's right there. So I reached down and felt it, and I was like, okay, let's do this, like get this over with. So I did, I think 2 more pushes, and he just came out, and that's the best feeling in the entire world when they put him on your chest and you're just like, we made this little human and he's finally here. And one, he's here. 2,
he's early.
I'm not pregnant anymore.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he's got all this hair like freaking Crew did.
Yeah. And that, yeah, so that was it.
No tearing.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, the doctor showed us the placenta.
Connor's so excited.
And it was this, I don't know if you've ever seen a placenta. Maybe you could Google it. I don't know if that's a safe Google search. But they're so like vibrant and colorful, and it's massive. It's like a freaking parachute the baby comes out with. She said
my placenta was very healthy.
So like, that's why their bellies get so big. There's like this massive baby, and then there's this big old placenta, and it's crazy that your body grows both of them at the same time.
Connor said the funniest thing when I was pregnant. He was like, why do women like gain that much weight when they're pregnant? Like the baby only weighs like 8 to 10 pounds. Like why do they gain like 30 pounds? I was like, oh my god, babe, there's more than just baby in there.
There's more than the baby in there.
Water weight, there's
extra blood,
the placenta,
there's placenta, there's a lot of things in there, so don't ask dumb questions, guys.
Anyways, what was your first impression of baby Banks when he came out?
I thought he was the exact same as Crew for a moment.
Yeah. We thought we had birthed twinner Crew.
Little baby boy Crew.
He has the same hair, the same head shape.
I think he has blue eyes.
The same nose, but his eyes are a little different. I think his eye shape are different. Look at his tiny lips though.
And he's quite the guy. He just really likes to be held.
So that's been, yeah. Let's give you guys a little update on how the last 2 weeks have been with Banks. It's been so fun and sweet to watch Crew and Banks together. If you guys haven't seen all that content that is on our Instagram and our TikTok channel, there's some cute moments there. They are already little BFFs, and I'm so excited to see them grow up and be able to play together and
hang out.
Fun.
Yeah, they're sweet little guys. Good old boys.
What
was that?
You can tell we're so sleep deprived.
Yeah, so I've got the Whoop. I don't know if anyone knows this, but the Whoop tracks your sleep. And it's been great insight to see how much I'm not sleeping.
It
Last
said-
night it was 4.5 hours.
That's a lot more than I got.
You slept from 9 till midnight. That's at least 3 hours. Anyways, we're fighting over who sleeps more. We both don't sleep enough. Anyways, this is Banks. We love him. Crew's asleep right now. That's the only way we're able to get this video
Yeah,
filmed.
life with two, guys.
But
wow.
but we'll do a.
Let us know some videos you want to see, if you want to hear how the adjustment's been with 2 kids, if you want to hear an update on Banks and like how he's been doing. What do you guys want to hear? We'd love to share with you.
Let us
We're
know.
just so happy he's here. We love you guys. We're grateful for all of your support and all of the kindness.
Also, we almost forgot to say his stats. He came in the A team. Just kidding. How much did he weigh?
He
weighed
was 7 pounds, 13 ounces, and 20 inches long. And for
12 days early.
Yeah.
Just kidding. He's not massive, but it's kind of cool. Anyways, those are his stats. Thanks. Tell him goodbye. Say bye. Goodbye.